Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today my group will present mini project presentation OSH implementation and industry. My group member is Terry Anggum Anak Michaels, Nur Atirah binti Muhammad Buhari, myself Wan Nur Hasanah binti Muhammad Zain and Wan Nur Hafizah binti Wan Raja Bulmi Arajuddin. For introduction, our group chose Kualiti Alam in Bukit Nenas Port Dickson, Negeri Sembilan as our mini project company. So Kualiti Alam own and operate in Malaysia as first integrated waste management center (WMC) among the largest in the world. Kualiti Alam provide waste management solution from collection, treatment, recycling, recovery and final disposals. They also operate only SWTE plant in Malaysia. So SWTE present to schedule waste to energy plant. Kualiti Alam Waste Management Centre (KAWMC) fully operational since June 1998 and can manage 77 over 78 type of waste listed in the first schedule of Environmental Quality Schedule Waste Regulation 2005, except for explosive waste. So they also have their own Emergency Response Command Center (ERCC), which formed in the October 2015 with certificate from Fire and Rescue Department Malaysia to act as a first responder in ensuring KAWMC safety.
Assalamualaikum and very good day to my lecturer Dr. Fauzi and my beloved friends. My name is Nur Atira binti Mawari. Today I will present our mini project Part A Facility for OSH. Facility that exists for OSH at Kualiti Sudir Berhad is a fire extinguisher and sprinkler. The fire extinguisher in the Kualiti Alam Sudir Berhad building is positioned in an acceptable area that is near to people, conveniently accessible, and installed in an exposed location. Tools regulation. Kualiti Alam Sudir Berhad provide a storeroom to keep the equipment in one place. This is to ensure that when the employees are working in the facility, no tools or equipment may harm or create any accident. This is the example of rack where they keep their equipment. Next, chemical substance. Kualiti Alam Sudir Berhad store the chemical substance at a proper place and keep away any source that will burn the flammable chemicals. As you can see, the right picture company have provide rubbish bin for chemical substance, and the left picture the company have provide a container to keep the chemical from exposed to the environment and prevent any hazard occur. Lastly, safety signage. The Kualiti Alam Sudir Berhad safety sign have been put at the right location with the relevant warning and instruction wording. The left picture show the example company put their safety sign to prevent the others worker enter the place. The right picture is example their safety signage that they put up on every machine and workshop. PPE, Personal Protective Equipment. This is the sample of full PPE that Kualiti Alam Sudir Berhad provide for their workers. And this is the sample picture of the workers wearing their PPE in their workspace. Next, this is the PPE when they handle hazard. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Part B. Type of hazard. The first type of hazard is physical hazard. Physical hazards such as noise, heat stress, slip, trip, and falls can be happen in Kualiti Alam. They will perform the job using a lot of tools and this might cause injury if they did not aware with their situation around them. While doing the job, they are required to wear a fully PPE, personal protective equipment, as in a picture. This can prevent accidents that might occur during their work. As you can see here, the worker do their job in a compact place where it can cause heat stress due to the work in a hot area and compact area. So we can prevent by taking some break before to proceed the job in a long time. Next, chemical hazard. Chemical hazard can be exposed to worker in any form such as solid, liquid, and gases. As a result, it can cause illness, discomfort, and breathing difficulty. So as any employer, they need to train the worker how to handle the chemicals properly, inform them about the chemical hazard in their work environment. So besides, by labeling the chemical, it can help the worker detect the chemical easily and make them aware with it. So make sure wear a PPE while handle the chemicals to prevent any injuries happen. So as you can see in the picture, the worker wear a PPE to avoid any incident that might be happen. As the other picture show the type of chemical that have been used in Kualiti Alam. Electrical hazard. Electrical hazard can be defined as a major workplace danger that can be expose the worker to electric shock, burn, explosives, and worse death. Those who work with electricity are putting themselves in a danger because if the wire can hurt or even kill someone that encounter with it directly or indirectly. So voltage that greater than 50 volts AC or 120 volt DC are dangerous and should be avoided. So every year at least a few fatal workplace electrical incident will be occur. So even if the worker did not die because of the electrocution, they might have been irreparably harmed. So to avoid electrical mishap, make sure all electrical installations are up to code. Use the proper equipment for the work, such as electrical hazard rated boot, and replace any damaged cable section. Next, ergonomic hazard. Ergonomic hazards are physical situations that may put the musculoskeletal system, such as lower back muscles or ligaments, the tendon or nerves of the hand or wrist or bones around the knee at the danger area, which resulting in the musculoskeletal alignment (MSD). So maintaining the huge plant such as Kualiti Alam require a lot of manpower. Thus, employee must be careful in all action or activity that they did. As they do the maintenance in each machine, they need to identify the method that can help them to avoid musculoskeletal alignment. So usually, some worker will wear back support vest if they work too long or stand too long. If they need to carry a heavy load, they usually use a forklift or other transport. Finally, there is a psychosocial hazard that may occur in some workplace. So workplace hazard, employee conflict within a company in a long hour, shift works are all examples of the psychosocial hazards. So working in a factory that require a lot of communication and a lot of people will result in occasional disagreements and misunderstanding. So as a result, this might cause stress in an individual, which can lead to mental health problem. Individual counseling session will be provided to the individuals to alleviate the stress of the mental health to avoid this difficulty. So aside from that, before employee begin to work, employers must ensure that they understand the scope of their job for a day so that the misunderstanding may be avoided. An employee can work in a pleasant environment free of unneeded stress. As you can see, the picture show that the engineer brief the worker before they start their work in the plant. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vanna Rafiza. I will continue to present for part C, which is procedure and activity in case of emergency. Number 1 is fire and explosion. Fire and explosion at Kualiti Alam Sdn Bhd Waste Management Center in Seremban give a big impact to Kualiti Alam. At first there are tiny fire and then after lunch hour it become bigger. In the incident that happened at noon, a chemical store was raised involving flammable liquid and some combustible material. Work to put out the fire was carried out by about 20 firemen including a hazardous material, which is hazmat response team. This is the evacuation method if incident like fire explosion occur. First, sound the fire alarm to make sure all the staff nearby is aware of the situation and then dial 999 to get help from fire and rescue department. After that, gather all the assembled location and evacuate calmly and then call for ambulance if there are a person who is injured, and the person in charge must make sure all workers are outside of the fire area. And the last is write the incident report, alert Dosh, and if necessary conduct a forensic investigation and file a claim with the insurance company. Second, a chemical exposure. In Kualiti Alam Sdn Bhd, there are two workers collapsed and died while transporting liquid caustic soda from a tanker to a storage tank. This is the emergency procedure during chemical exposure. At first, alert the supervisor or manager right away after being exposed, and then clearly explain the situation of the exposure. After that, list out the name of every worker that happened to be in that area. Then leave the area immediately and dial an ambulance if necessary. At last, write the accident report and alert the DOSH. The picture in this slide is a small cut, which is a wound in the skin that separates the connective tissue. When an individual's skin is cut, it usually just bleed. A wound caused by a cut causes by a sharp item. Treat the tiny cut right away to prevent bacteria from forming on the wound and inflicting serious harm. This is the emergency procedure to be followed if minor cut occur. At first, clean the area of the cut using soap and water to take out the dirt, and then to stop the bleeding, apply gently a clean towel for several minutes at the area of the cut, and then put in an antiseptic lotion to the wound to prevent it from infection and to help it recover more quickly. And then at last, protect the area around the wound with an adhesive bandage to keep the new skin and other cells alive while protecting it from dirt and germs. In industry that use many machines, the chances to getting the electrical shock is higher, and the risk of electrical shock is determined by the type of current, voltage, how the current passes through the body, and the person's overall health, and how soon the person is treated. An electrical shock might cause burn or leave no trace on the skin, and in an situation, an electrical current passing through the body might cause internal damage, cardiac arrest, and other injuries. This is the emergency procedure to be followed if electrical shock occurs. So at first, you must turn off the power of the sources and then dial the emergency service, wear protective gear to get away from danger, report the situation to the manager or supervisor, and call for an ambulance if there are people who need help, and then at last report the situation to the DOSH. Environment hazard injury. Injuries caused by environmental hazard are one of the most common injuries that have occurred in any workplace, whether in a company or a factory. Muscle strain is one of the most prevalent elements suffered by quality alarm workers as a result of hard lifting. Aside from slip, trip, and fall are common and might put you in danger of falling while working at a height. This is the emergency procedure to be followed if environmental hazard injuries occur. So at first, you must look after the injured person by contacting for assistance and then notify your boss, manager or other in the company, and then seek medical assistance if necessary, and then go to the hospital emergency room if the injury getting worse, and lastly complete the incident report form.
Hi, have a good day to Dr. Muhammad Fauzi and everyone. My name is Cherry Anggum Anak Michael. So I will explain on part D, which is OSH Management System of Kualiti Alam Sudrian Berhad. As we know, the daily routine of OSH is compulsory to focus on by every worker before conducting any job task. This is because any risk could happen to worker due to abnormal function of equipment or tools that have been used from long time ago. In Quality Alam Sudrian Berhad, they provide a daily toolbox attendance to check the functioning of every tools. The instrument must be maintained once a week if there has issues. For example, the safety device mobile buddy system is one of example that workers use every day. This device is to monitor the safety of lone and remote workers. In addition, the case monitoring process also need to be considered of all the time to prevent the hazardous gas exposed excessively in working or area. And lastly, the safety officer will have a sharing session with their worker so that the employee can share their problem that relate with work scope or not. This can assist to relieve mental stress. Safety is a shared responsibility since the work environment is very complex and involves a range of tasks. Working with large machinery or dangerous products is a big element of what companies do. Quality Alarm have made safety a high priority since they recognize that any event may be pose health concerns to their personnel, the local community, and the environment. The safety community of Quality Alarm is Joint Safety Committee. known as Sendayan Tanah Merah Emergency Mutual Aid (SETMA), that formed by Sembero in 2015. This safety committee is for the coordination of emergency response affecting Sendayan, Tek Valley, and Tanah Merah areas. This committee also addressed other matters concerning health, safety, and environment near Sendayan and Tanah Merah. Other than that, Sembero Wellness Center also one of the safety communities in health section. Kualiti Alam Clinic and a fitness zone were both officially opened in July 2017. The clinic complies with the Ministry of Health, MO, Cawangan Kawalan Amalan Perubatan Swasta, Checkups, Division's criteria. It responds quickly to work-related injuries and illness, as well as providing primary and preventive care to employee and contractors. Fire drills and emergency drills are important aspects of safety in the workplace because they teach employees to react swiftly, calmly, and safely in the event of emergency. In 2016, Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Negeri 9 and other organizations organized a disaster management exercise, the MEX, evacuation drill. The company held 7 drills with a total of 462 participants. The different scenarios were covered in the drills, including fire and explosions, spillage and leakage, gas release, collapse, and car accidents. As you can see in these slides, this is the situations when the DMAX was organized. Kualiti Alam Student Berhad is particularly concerned about the environment's safety and health. They ensure that all employees who enter the sites wear full personal protective equipment (PPE) at all times while on the job. To avoid the injuries or accidents while performing their duties, they must wear personal protection equipment such as safety helmet, safety goggles, safety jackets or coveralls, safety shoes, and dust masks. All works or projects at Kualiti Alam Student Berhad require at least 2 persons to participate, and they must be aware of each other at all times. Being at the Hazardous Waste Management Center, this means extra caution has to be taken to ensure the highest standards for safety. The Kualiti Alam Student Berhad safety is one priority in whatever they do and wherever they are at the Waste Management Center. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, protects everyone from any hazardous elements while at the Waste Management Center. There are full PPE zone and non-PPE zone. It all depends on the nature of the plant and substances they hold. Signatures are placed all around the PPE zone to help remind everyone, so please be sure to wear PPE when entering the PPE zone. So as you can see in the hazardous sign at the right side, this is the hazardous signs of PPE, which mean when the employees enter the PPE zone, they need to wear full PPE. Then, in case of emergency, everyone will hear a siren followed by an announcement. Do not panic and follow the evacuation steps properly. Number 1. Stop walking. Do not attempt to pack your thing. Second, alert other people around you to evacuate. Third, walk calmly. 4. Evacuate the building or plant immediately using the nearest exit or staircase. And lastly, identify safety, health and management personnel who are wearing red safety helmets and uniforms who will guide you to nearest assembly. The most important aspect in emergency evacuation are to stay calm and follow instruction and exit to the designated area. Furthermore, assembly point is a designated place where people have been told to wait after evacuating a building in the event of a fire or other emergency. Kualiti Alam Plan is divided into 5 zones with 4 assembly points, which are zone number 1, zone number 2, zone number 3, zone number 4, and lastly zone number 5. As you can see in every pictures, the yellow arrow is the direction from the building to the assembly point. To summarize, the overall goal of this study is to ensure all the workers are safe and healthy at work, as well as to reduce occupational injuries, disease, and fatalities. In order to complete the investigation, you must go through several stages. By preparing reports and filling out investigation form, the safety officer should plan and evaluate incident inspections while adhering to professional ethics depending on the case study. Aside from that, there are some recommendations for lowering and eliminating safety and health hazards, as well as supporting business in creating working conditions for their employees. Finally, ethical concepts and professional ethics relating to the incidents caused are developed. That's all from our group. Thank you.